everyone!
Today we're taping in Wethersfield, Connecticut, known as ye most ancient town. Settled in 1634, the first Connecticut settlement, so we're going to get some historical information on that. And you will also see some questions on Windsor or Wethersfield, which one was first. We're Team Wethersfield, because it was actually settled, whereas Windsor was more of a trading post. But yeah, we're entering now into one of the first roads, which is the Broad Street Green.
So the Great Wethersfield Elm is the tallest elm in America and the most magnificent tree east of the Rockies, and it's located in this green. And the initial 10 settlers built homestead mostly on Broad Street's eastern side. These roads are a lot more turny than the ones at Glastonbury were, if you watched our last video. Yeah, and they were taught how to cultivate beans, squash, peas, and maize.
Lots of beautiful homes, lots of character. So most of these are 16, 1700s.
It's pretty busy today, to be honest. There's cars over there. So yeah.
So the initial settlers started here, and then they moved on to
Different
Main
areas.
Street, which is where we'll head next.
Yes, okay. So, in 1634, Oldham and 9 others were known collectively as the 10 adventurers that permanently settled in Wethersfield, Connecticut.
Oldham was an interesting folk. He was a Puritan who Miles Standish had asked him to watch over an area, and instead he took a knife to him, so he didn't quite fit in.
So yeah, that's supposedly, is that house?
That's
supposedly the Witch of Blackbird Pond's house.
Yeah.
If you've ever read that book, supposedly the house, which is very interesting.
Well, actually, we can drive through the ancient cemetery over to First Church of Christ, which is going to be the literal first church here.
Yeah. So when Wethersfield leaders built the Main Street Congregational Church in 1764, they levied taxes for the purpose. Many residents paid in the form of onions, making it known as the church that onions built. Wethersfield women, later known to mythology as the Onion Maidens, played an instrumental role in cultivating the crops. Over the next century, some 33% of Wethersfield onion producers would be women.
It's really a cool point, going back to that time period of 30% being female. Also, Wethersfield is known as the red onion town because onions grow so wild. So it's an excellent source of trade and profit for the people here.
Well, yeah. So yeah, and then this is First Church is one of the oldest churches in America, and is it the oldest, or is it just one of? I think it might be the oldest.
I know. I think the oldest church might be in Boston, but it's the oldest in Connecticut.
So this is the oldest church in Connecticut that we're driving through the graveyard of, which is why some of those graves look very old, because we walked through it at one point, and like some of them were dating back to like the 1700s with their gravestones, which is crazy to think that there's so many different generations buried here.
We are fans of Old Wethersfield. We do have
we've been here
walking video as well. They do great scarecrows.
We do lots of shorts when scarecrows come around. That ice cream shop's really good. And you might be able to see Comstock Ferry from here.
Yeah, Comstock Ferry is one of the oldest seed companies.
Yep. The town also turned the seed industry for its commercial success. Wethersfield's first reported seed business began in 1811, but for the next 2 decades, Comstock Ferry and Company became the most famous of 8 such Wethersfield businesses established during the 19th century. Seeds were sold to Midwestern and Western states, and large commercial seed gardens grew behind both Main Street and Broad Street houses and barns in the town's inner village. Wethersfield became the cradle for American seed companies, remaining a steady supplier for the next 60 years.
As we head down historic Main Street, more which was an excellent reason to settle here for the original settlers.
Yeah, so as we're heading towards the cove, we have a fact in the cove, but it also says that no more important industry existed by 1730s than of red onions. Quote, "You could smell Wethersfield before you can see it," was a saying. Thousands of bushels were shipped down the Connecticut River yearly to the West Indies, where sugar plantation owners made it an important part of the diet for their enslaved workers, and the product was exchanged for molasses, which New Englanders made rum with.
Sounds like a good trade.
It's very interesting trade here, and we're pulling down into the cove. It's really pretty. Oh, it's frozen. Oh, it looks so cool. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Don't fall. Okay, don't fall. The town became an important distribution center for the interior portion of the Connecticut River Valley. The cove commanded a central place in Settlement Town as residents built half a dozen storage areas there. There's actually an old jail over there, which is right by the cove. When we turn, you might see a little bit of a brown building, and that's where that's what used to be like an old jail and an old storage facility. So yeah.
Also a shipping warehouse, correct?
Also shipping warehouse, yeah. So it served many different purposes.
So that's going to be right over here. It's a little brown building that you can notice by the water.
It's really cute. And
you can tour it in the summer.
You can tour it in the summer.
Certain days.
I believe we have a video on that. If you go back to some of our older videos, I do believe we do have a video on going there. And yeah, it's a really cool place. You can check it out. It's pretty small. And these are all historic and old houses that we're driving. Well, not all, but most of them that we're driving by.
Right now in the historic Main Street, I believe they are all. I don't think there's any newbies.
Yeah. And Old Wethersfield is obviously, by the name, you can tell it's a pretty historic town. And yeah, it's got a lot of cute houses. Yeah. So.
We'll go through the Old Wethersfield Center, and then we'll head up towards the rest of the town.
Yep.
Regular Wethersfield.
Regular Wethersfield. Yeah. New
Modern
Wethersfield.
Wethersfield.
New
Maybe?
Wethersfield.
I don't know.
You've got old and new, right? New Wethersfield. So yeah.
We also, on our left, you're going to shortly see the Heart Seed Company, another one of the oldest seed companies that's still running. It's pretty impressive that both Comstock and the Heart Seed Company are still running hundreds of years later and producing the same products. We purchased seeds from Heart Seed Company last spring, and yeah, they're still out there and available, which is cool.
Yeah. So if you are ever in the area and you need something to do and you like gardening, you can come buy some seeds. So yeah, that's an academy over there.
Yeah, they hold like community meetings. They might have like dance classes in there. I always see Irish dancers going in. Comstock to our right, garbage company straight ahead of us, always making an appearance. Definitely wouldn't have been here back in the 1600s.
Yeah, probably not. You got the church over there, and this is going to be more of kind of like the town center. You've got a couple different restaurants. You've got
Lucky Lou's.
You've got
Village Pizza.
And you've got a county store. You've got a wine shop. You've got a museum, which is really cool.
We've got more road work. We seem to always hit the road work. That's the Keeney Memorial Hall. They have a lot of historic stuff.
You've got a cafe. It's called a cafe.
Up here to our right, we're going to see a couple more historic homes, and George Washington was here in Wethersfield for multiple nights. He did go to the meeting house for his church to attend to meetings, and he stayed at some of the homes over here in Old Wethersfield as well.
Yes.
So I think we will turn on some of the side roads, which are not going to be as historical. We're still going to see older homes, lots of
Right, yeah.
quaintness from like the 1920s. And
Yeah.
then that will eventually take us up to the regular town, but super quaint and cuteness. In general, some of the statistics of Wethersfield you have
Yep.
below.
So the median household age is 44.4, which is
Around average, I'd say.
yeah. The population is 27,481.
I don't know if you can notice, but even on the street signs, they have these cute little older houses
Yeah.
in Old Wethersfield. It's definitely something quaint and something that they kind of, I feel like people who live here have a lot of pride of their community, so you can get Christmas ornaments of the street signs and things like
Yes, you
that
can.
made, which
Yeah.
which is a really cool thing.
Yeah, no, it is. So their household income is above the Connecticut average. The Connecticut average is 91,665. Wethersfield's average household income is 115,873.
Okay, so
So it's a little bit above.
bit above.
Yeah.
It's definitely a diverse community where you do have, I feel like you can get house prices in all ranges. So there's a lot of great starter homes, but
Yep.
there's also very modern upscale homes as
Yeah,
well
and there's lots of more historical houses too.
in that area. Now we're
Yeah,
entering
now we're entering,
Wethersfield. To our left
Wethersfield.
is the library in town, the white brick building. We're gonna go straight and head up by the high school, but eventually we'll get back to this main road. This is the Celestine Highway. Lots of businesses, gas stations, restaurants,
You're talking
churches.
about the it's a diverse community. 75.8% are white, 10.1% are Hispanic, 5.3% are Asian, 2.9% are black, and the rest are mixed.
Okay, so maybe not as diverse racially, but definitely price point vantage. It is a very
Yeah, no, it's still fairly diverse in some ways. 5.8% live in poverty. The house prices in 2025 are below the state average. Connecticut is 416K, and Wethersfield is for 409,000. So just a little bit below, not by too much.
Over here we have another main road, Walking Hill Road. Lots of cute side streets with houses off of it as well.
You've got another church over here. You've got St. Paul's.
Wethersfield, we'll turn through the high school quickly. I want to say it's about 1,000 students around there, grades 9 to 12. They have Celestine Middle School, which is 7th and 8th, and their elementary schools are primarily K to 6, and they have 4 of them.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Here's the high school. It's a really beautiful school too. Okay, we're gonna go one way, so we're gonna have to go around. We'll give you a full tour of the high school. We've got a few late arrivals here, kids walking
Or someone
in.
leaving. It could be. There's a police car here, I think.
Most schools have police on
No,
them.
I know, but it's still parked and everything's just funny. The elevation is 45 feet.
Beautiful tennis courts here. In the back, we can see to their football field. Looks like they have their baseball field back here. But 45 feet elevation, you were saying that's, if you think of, I'm lost here. What would this thing
think you
take
go
me
this
around? I can't go that way.
Oh, so you're gonna
It's
go
a
this
dead
way.
end. You're gonna get a better view of the fields
It's
here.
that's a baseball field.
Baseball, yep. Football field down there.
Yep.
Looks like they have the nice artificial turf. We're gonna try to get out of here now and see if we can figure out how you leave. I might have been able to go around it and I did the wrong thing. This entrance is also blocked off.
Okay.
We might be trapped at high
Well,
school.
you can see the tennis courts again.
There you go.
You know, if you really want to see those again in case you're missing them.
And the Connecticut
there.
winters, I don't think they're getting much use. I could be wrong.
Yep. Not a lot of outdoor sports get a lot of use in the winter. You can really see the building up close as we were driving right by it. It's a pretty building.
It is beautiful.
It is a very pretty building for, school and everything.
If we could get out, we were
There's
trying
bikes outside.
to see if we could go around it and go out
Looks
the
like
other
some
way.
people biked to school today. That must have been cold.
It was 29 this morning, so that must have been a
It's still cold.
interesting.
I know that it's been colder, but that's still pretty cold.
Yes. Okay. So they're very big on blocking their parking lots and things like that, which might be beneficial for not letting kids sneak out early.
That's why they
I
bike
don't
to
know.
school.
I won't.
That's why they bike.
I do
So
see
they could sneak out.
one boy who is attempting to get out. Oh, that's why he biked. Yes.
They bike to school so they could leave early and not get trapped in the parking lot.
But we'll drive around a few more on the side roads. Maybe we shouldn't
Sorry.
visit schools anymore.
Sorry,
I thought
yes.
this would be a interest point.
Well, if you have a kid in high school, it might be if you're thinking of moving. The land area is 12.4 square miles.
Smaller than some of the other towns. It's
Yeah.
a small town.
It is a small town, which is very nice.
Nice sidewalks throughout.
Hold on, I'm trying to make the screen less blurry so that you guys can see better. That worked. So the median tax price is about $7,000 a year.
Connecticut taxes are very high.
Yes, they are.
You do get benefits from them.
Yeah, like you get some nice schools and some good parks, but they are
sidewalks.
You do get sidewalks, yeah, but prices are pretty high in Connecticut towns. So some people from this town is Senator
Chris Murphy.
Chris Murphy.
He's a Connecticut senator from the Democratic Party currently.
You've got fashion designer
Betsy Johnson.
Betsy Johnson, yeah.
She's quite famous.
Yep. You've got Dr. Mark Lynn
Baker. Do you know who that is? Have you ever heard of that?
I don't
Perfect
think so.
Strangers was a famous show in the 80s, and he was one of the main characters in it.
You've got, I can't pronounce his last name. You've got Steve
Roslanik.
who is PBS's Steve Surrey?
Steve Songs.
Steve Songs.
You know Steve Songs.
I do know Steve Songs.
When you were a kid, you liked it.
I couldn't read it. I'm sorry. And there are some people who played sports that came from Wethersfield. Colin McDonald, who played pro hockey. Ryan Costello, who played pro basketball. Baseball. I can't read today, guys. And Tyler Murphy, who played in the NFL, which is football, in case you didn't know. You can see some pretty mountains up here. Once you get up in elevation, you can see some really pretty mountains.
Yeah, just these quiet little cute streets. Fairly safe town.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe town. Houses are very pretty here. Yeah, so there's lots that you can find in this town. There's plenty of parks. I know we didn't drive by all of them, but there are plenty of parks that you can go to in this town.
We could go by a park before we wrap it up.
And school's very nice looking.
Mm-hmm.
If you drive into Old Wethersfield, there's a great little downtown center. Over here, it looks like this is another center where
This is the Celestine Highway.
Well, yeah, you've got some. Yeah, so once you get on the Celestine Highway, it's fairly busy, but there's some nice stops on it.
It feels like there's everything you could imagine around here.
Yeah.
Wethersfield does border the city of Hartford, so you have a lot of people who are commuting into work there. Rocky Hill. It's on the Connecticut River.
Trying to fix the blurriness
Also
of the sun.
against Newington. I'll turn left. That will leave
There
the
we go,
sun.
that's better. If I hold it. Of course, that'd make it better.
We do notice that a lot of our videos have the blur of the sun, so we're
Yeah.
finding that annoying. You can see
Um,
that in Wethersfield right now, gas prices are ranging around $3.89,
yeah,
and
wow.
that's one of the more affordable gas stations. But different times,
Still
different
expensive.
prices.
It's a little expensive. But yeah, the 17 highway has basically anything you could ever imagine on it. So that's really nice if you live in town, is you can just hop on here and find whatever you're looking for. I know we drove by a couple restaurants. We drove by like where you can drop off your computer to get it fixed. There's a gas station. So basically there's a law office over there. So basically anything you could really need or want, you can have. When we turn, there's going to be like a car. I think they fix cars, right? Or
An auto mechanic?
yeah, or yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was a dealership or if they fix cars. I can't tell from here, but there's gonna be.
Yeah, one of the nice things about a town like this is everything is on this main road, and
Yep.
this main road is busy, obviously.
Yeah.
But then your other streets are
Quiet.
quieter.
Yeah. And you still do get like a town center, as you saw in Old Wethersfield. There was like a nice little town center, so you can always go there and walk around if you want to. If you don't want to drive on the highway and you want to go get there's a couple different restaurants. So if you wanted to go eat out, or if you wanted to go into the little store that they have there, there's plenty of things that you can go down to Old Wethersfield, and if you just want to walk around.
Yeah, Wethersfield, we're talking about parks. There's obviously
There's definitely
smaller
a couple
parks.
parks,
There's
yeah.
Greenfield Park, there's Millwoods, which is a park, and it has the fields and a pond where they're swimming in the summer. And then there's Mikey's Place, which is in Old Wethersfield, which is a large playground type park. They do have wintergreen woods for hiking, but definitely not as many like orchards or hiking trails as we saw yesterday in Glastonbury.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is kind of wrapping it up here. Definitely more box stores in the area. There's I believe it's an Ocean State job lot straight ahead. Over here you see some of the condos in town, which gives people an affordable price point to have a nice home. To our right, we see a little Spring Street pond. It looks like there's ice skating there in the winter, but it's not currently frozen over.
I can move you guys over.
Definitely just an enjoyable, sweet little town that seems to be a great place to live.
See you next time for more. Bye-bye.
Look at the two dogs in the car.